What is up, guys? Ben and welcome back to a new video. Today I have eaten a small cream. My goodness, if you didn't see my last one, do be sure to head over to my channel and watch that link in the description on the screen. And like I said, it'll be on my channel, so do be sure to go and subscribe to never miss an episode. Just before we start this episode off, I do want to say that I did cock up the recording a little bit again. There were a couple of bits where it was a bit jumpy, and so we don't have all the footage. Basically, I've missed a few team screens, but that's it. On your screen now, you can see the team that we are going to play against Manchester United. I'm not going to run through it. Sorry about the background noise and the dog. It's just a formality there. As you can see, we are starting with Ibrahimovic and Sturridge up front, Merkel in behind, and then the same midfield and defence as before. You know, it's a strong team. It's the strongest team we have with all the injuries that we currently have. But we don't get things off to a good start. Robin van Persie scores with his right foot. Quite a nice finish by all means. You know, I'm not going to begrudge him that. It was a good finish. And, you know, United were pretty solid. I'm not going to lie. In defence, they were solid. And in attack, they weren't bad at all either. The midfield was a little bit weak, and that's what I thought I'd have to abuse, and that is what I did, and we do end up getting one back with Zarate. I brought Zarate on for Ibra in the later stages of the game, and he actually scored for us, which was a good substitution. Ibra wasn't doing a lot. I think maybe Ibra might suit a cam role better than a striker role. But yeah, but who knows? So we might just experiment with him a little bit, and that is actually how the game ends. We get a draw already, you know. Not a great start to the season. We haven't had a particularly fantastic start, but I'm determined to make it a lot better than. Well, I'm determined to make it progressively better. As you can see, we had 5 shots, only 1 on target, and that was our only goal. Not great stuff. Lovren got a man of the match for 6.8, so yeah, not great stuff at all. So we are just going to move straight on into some signing, and there was a guy called Marshall. Now, my friend who plays career mode said this Marshall guy gets up to, well, an 85, an 86, and maybe even an 87. I was thinking maybe he's a little bit of a Thierry Henry regen because he's really quick, good finishing, quite tall. But you know, Thierry Henry hadn't retired, so it wasn't a Thierry Henry regen. So we offered them 7 million for Marshall because I offered them 3 million, and they said no, he's worth more than that. So I said, you know, I'll give you 7. And they seem to, well, let's see in the transfer deadline day we'll see if they accept or not. As you can see, some of the big transfers were Neymar to Man City, Pato to Chelsea, and I think at the bottom was Benteke to Spurs. I'm not sure, but as you can see, people wanting Klein as per usual, and someone wanting Zarate for the first time ever, but I can't sell Zarate because he is a reserve player. You know, I've already sold Ibarbo, so I can't be getting rid of all of my strikers because I'll leave myself in the shit if I do. So we are going to continue with transfer deadline day, and it is the return of Monaco. Let's see what they have to say, and they reckon that I should have to pay a little bit more for Marshall. So I said, I'll give you 10 million for him, or was it 12? No, I matched the 12.5 because I really wanted him. I wanted him in the club, and I was running out of hours in the deadline day. So I thought, you know, he's 19. He's already rated 76, I think, or something like that. So I thought, you know, sod it, we'll just go and buy him. I've been very, very careless with money in this transfer window. You know, I bought Ibrahimovic for 15 million, complete and utter waste of money. I bought Marshall. I wasn't really too careful with Marshall, which is kind of annoying. But you know, what can you say? You know, it's not really something that, you know, it's not really a huge problem because Marshall I'm going to be able to sell for 30-40 million, so I'm going to make money back on him and cover Ibra's loss as well. But as you can see there, they do accept the 12.5, and we do go and offer him a contract with 3 hours left on deadline day. He accepts the contract, and I was trying to get a little bit more business done. I was trying to sign a few other players. I was trying to sign Farfan, who I've been after for a while, Blazikowski I've been after for a while. I was trying to sign both of those. But as you can see, we're just going to jump straight into a game, literally straight into a game, because the team screen and the everything else mucked up. I think we're playing Middlesbrough, and sorry about the cough. We're playing Middlesbrough, and we went 1-0 up. I don't know why it cocked up, it just did. And straight off kickoff, we managed to... I don't even know why I put this bit in here. No, I don't know. Anyway, you know, we scored a goal with Lukaku, and we go through with Marshall, who scores another goal, so we are 2-0 up. And this video is so unprofessional, but you know, there's nothing I can do. You know, I lost the capture card didn't. Well, it did capture it, but it went really weird, and it was like switching between screens throughout. I couldn't put it in. There's no way I could put it in. So I just thought I'd have to do it like this. And so you know, we're 3-0 up against Middlesbrough, and we get a fourth of the Lukaku. I started Lukaku and Marshall up front, and then a pretty reserve midfield and defence, just because it is Middlesbrough. I think we played the same defence, but I think we played like Gully de Prado, Ran, who's back from loan, You know, we played some players like that, and Ward Prowse we played as well. So, you know, it wasn't a good team, but we still won 4-0. Lukaku picking up a hat-trick and Marshall picking up 1. Marshall's played really well. He's played 2, scored 2, assisted 2. So, you know, you can't really complain about that much. As you can see there, we were absolutely dominant. Lukaku picking up a 9.9 match rating. He was very, very good in this game. Him and Sturridge are the only, well, him, Sturridge and Lovren are the only real constants in this team. They're always so solid. You know, Lovren is one of my favourite centre backs in career mode that I've actually used. You know, I've used lots of Company, Thiago Silva, Chiellini. You know, and Lovren's actually one of my favourite. He's absolutely solid. We do have a couple of international friendlies here, but we're just going to sim through those. I'll show you them. We have one against India away, which I knew I was going to lose because, you know, you're away. And as soon as you start simming away games, it's not going to end well for you. We lose 1-0. A guy called George came on, not a very Indian name, but, you know, we're going to move on. And then we have, sorry about the phone, and then we have an international friendly against Mexico. And Mexico have been a big thorn in my side recently through the South American Cup. You saw me draw with them, nearly lose. And we do pick up a 2-0 win when I sim, so maybe I'll just sim every time we play Mexico in the future. But we move on into the last game of the episode. It is a game against Chelsea in the Premier League. Very, very tough start to the Premier League, I'm not going to lie. With a few big clubs already, but, you know, we're knocking them off. We're going to have an easy stroll now to the middle of the season where we're going to have to play these guys again, but, you know, it's not going to be the end of the world. Hopefully we pick up maximum points from now to the end of the season. As you can see, the team is on your screen right there. We are going with Marshall and Sturridge up front, and then Merkel at cam, and then the same midfield as defence. We always play Shaw is back from injury. That means we are only left with Sterling, who is injured now, and Sterling will be back soon from his broken toe. So anyway, hopefully we can go into this game, pick up 3 points, and you know, make our title race even more commanding, if you will. So you know, Marshall, I've been playing Marshall a lot because he does stuff like this. You'll just see here, he just turns inside a Cahill and just finishes it. He's so quick. He's got like 93 acceleration, 94 agility, 94 sprint speed, something like that. He's so quick, and you know, he's a decent little finisher. And he's only 19, so I really want to get him rated high. You know, you saw what I did with Danny Sturridge, and he was 23 or 4 when I bought him. So hopefully we can do the same sort of thing with Marshall, only better. As he puts us 1-0 up, and we get another goal here with Victor Wanyama. Not a usual goal scorer, but nonetheless, he has been a solid player in this Southampton team. He's one of those people who, like Di Maria in real life for Real Madrid. He's an unsung hero. You know, things don't properly work without him in the team. But you know, he's been pretty damn good. And that is all she wrote for the game, and that is the last game of this episode. We did win 2-0, which means we are striding towards that top place in the Premier League. We are obviously going to want to win the Capital One Cup, the FA Cup. We've already won the Community Shield, so we won the Champions League. We won the Copa Europe. You know, we've won all that sort of stuff. So hopefully we can win the Premier League again and get like a 6 trophy haul, is it? Yeah, it'll be a 6 trophy haul if we manage to win everything we're in, so that'd be pretty damn impressive, if I do say so myself. But as you can see, the match stats there, they only had one shot on target, no goals. We had 6 shots, I think that is, and 5 on target. But as you can see, that is the end of the episode. We do have Borussia Mönchengladbach in the first game of the Champions League in the next episode. In our group, we have Fiorentina, Mönchengladbach, and Lokomotiv Moscow. Thank you for watching. Please do be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.